Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So yeah, we're back here on the console, the PS5, with Microsoft Flight Simulator 24. I was actually quite surprised that they released this because it went a bit under the radar. So not many people know about it, that it's now on the PlayStation 5. So yeah, we're going to have a flight here. So yeah, we can for the first time you also can create your own avatar. Walk outside, things like that. Also the first person view. Yeah, before we take off, a couple of things I'd like to go to in the menu. So I'll be going to settings. First thing to do is that you like to go to the online. Now, this game is fully online, which is makes sense because of the scope of the game, because you can go through the whole world, so to speak. So yeah, the photogrammetry, which you see here, um, normally standards-wise, that is set on, but if you want to have a full experience of the beauty of the game, then I would suggest you turn that off, like I did now. The reason, especially when you go to cities, for example, or villages or something, and you notice that even with mountains, that the rendering isn't fully correct, as it looks a bit, especially buildings, like if it's a bit apocalyptic, it's broken, if you will. By setting it off, it fixes that it looks all clean and slick. Now the streets themselves don't always look fully rendered in both methods, but that's of course a logical thing to me. So yeah, but I will say that the natural environments, like when you are outside, going on foot through the mountains or something, then it really looks gorgeous. That is the real majestic, vibe, of the game that really appeals to me. So yeah, right. Having said that, there is also an option for it to have live weather if you like to, so that you have the real life weather also with things like, yeah, here you can see that the buildings are right, but the parkings, it's all a bit projected with the cars, so it's not fully 3D, but you can still see the traffic going along, so in that sense it's not much different than on PC in that sense, although PC has more, on things like mods and anything, but yeah, you got the drill. So let's resume the game. Um, yeah, we're here in Utah now. So yeah, you can also run a little bit. Also, cool photo mode if you like to take some cool shots. So that's all cool. But yeah, so let me show you real quick. Here you can choose the weather options. I choose the time of day, the time of the month, 2026. No live weather. Let's see what it does. Now I want to know how it looks like. Sometimes it takes a while to load in. So normally there should also be a replay mode, but for the release they kinda left it out from what I understand to fix that up because it was very bugged. It was also bugged on the Xbox. On PC it works actually fine, so that's yeah, that they're probably going to work on, I think, to get it right. Now here we have the cameras that is also a bit bugged at some occasions, that it takes a while to load in. So we're not going to, waste our time too much on that. But yeah, let's have a flight. So we can open up the door if that works. Or just enter the aircraft, by pushing the button on the controller, which is on PS5 the L1 and the circle. So let's start her up. Now you can activate the cursor if you want to, so that you can see what it goes through. First thing is going to pull the rotor brake to set it fully open. Then we're going to start up the engine. Here, like so. It should be on now. What are we forgetting? I think it's maybe this button. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to navigate with the button. But yeah, let's do the restart for now. So let's restart. Then it is automatically on. So yeah, let's take off. It is really fun to fly helicopter. It's a bit tricky at first, but yeah. What is he doing? Oh. Do I got a bug or something? Because it doesn't... Let's restart. I did have that bug a couple of times in the planes, but Yeah, it's a bit weird. Yeah, so sadly the game has still some things that they need to work on. Yeah, this is Utah. It still wants to go down, but let's take a plane for a second because this is a bit weird. And flight. So here you can take the planes. There are a couple of military jets as well, like the F-18, for example. It's currently the only proper jet. You also have some sort of high altitude plane, to fly at extreme heights, if you will. Let's go for let's see. This one is really nice, right? Let's yeah, we can't depart, so we have to fly. Let's see, can we fly now? Yeah. Hopefully it works now. So if you want to, you can even walk through the plane. So the planes also have an autopilot. And here we can enjoy the scenery. There are also objectives in the game, of course, like rescue missions or the canyon alike kind of missions that you have in Top Gun Maverick, these kind of things. Racing with some, the planes. And if you pause the game, you also have a free camera instead of the photo mode, so you can check out the surroundings, which is really cool. So this is really nice when you are, landing with your helicopter. And then we go back flying. So as I said, you can travel basically to anywhere you want in the world. So that's quite an achievement in itself. So the graphics in itself, I think they look better here on PS5 than on the Xbox Series for some reason. I can feel a bit of turbulence. There's some windy moods. I think you can all adjust that as well. But there's something about it, the humming of the engine while you're like this in cockpit view. All the buttons work. Yeah, it looks gorgeous. But it's really fascinating to see how big things are in the world, because there are forests that are basically keep on going. And the Sahara Desert in Egypt, that is just one big sandbox, if you will. It's even bigger than some countries, so can you imagine? Let's see if we can show you guys how to land somewhere. Oh, that's not what I wanted. So there was also wildlife to find in some areas. There are also missions for that. You can also choose to have a pilot with you. Yeah, I have no problems with flying the plane at the moment, so definitely an issue with a bug plaguing the helicopter maybe. roads. Not too close to the ground. I also flew over the Grand Canyon. That place is also massive. And everything is done in scale, 1:1 for as far as I know. Yeah, normally that's not a good idea to do in these kind of planes, but it's fun. For the mode really quick. But you do need to pause the game to get it to plane paused. So what you do is pause the game. So the cameras finally work, and here you can adjust your zoom level if you want, the drone speed. So if you want to make a cool flyby or something, then you can do that. Now with the replay mode actually working, you have more options to go to. But yeah, let's make a new cool flyby. The problem is that the plane won't. Yeah, you don't have a control over the plane when you do this in the camera mode, so you have to disable that. I mean, keep that in mind. And then you disable the camera to go along. That is the only weird thing about the game, I think personally. So you also have the weather conditions you can choose from. But the live weather doesn't really seem to work either at the moment. So that's disabled that. Oh, it was disabled. Yeah, we started over again, that's why. Hopefully it works now. Well, we need to put that out. That's not what I wanted. Yeah, that is also still a bit bugged. So they have some work to do with this game. So you can choose the time of day. I'm going to set that off. Just a few clouds. There we go. So yeah, Microsoft Flight Simulator on PS5. Can I recommend it? Well, at the moment the game is still, still being worked on several updates and DLC. So I would advise to wait for it, unless you don't mind to play it like that. But for the rest, yeah, the in-game modes like the career and the missions, these are all there. But there was also an DLC released for PC for the Lost World. To fly over the Lost World, that you have all the dinosaurs and the park buildings and such. So yeah, that's obviously not in this version yet. So yeah, that's a bit of a shame that they. Yeah, I would have. I will definitely say that to wait for, when that all has been released. I make a video about it when that is the case, so that you know. Yeah, when that's all online. The marketplace also have to be worked on, that you can buy planes and hopefully some aircraft carriers too, like on PC, because these are all made by models, from what I understand. So yeah, you need to be a bit patient for that. So it doesn't really look like we can land anywhere, so maybe here somewhere. Let's give it a go. Yeah, if you really want it realistic, you can set all features on, like failures, I think. You know, that what can happen during flying. But these are now disabled. So let's give it a go. How we can land. Yes, really rough terrain here. So we're getting closer to these mountains. That was not so good. Well, I'm a bad pilot at this, but right. That's will be another time. But yeah, thanks guys for tuning in. If you're joining, you know, looking the replay of this, I hope you enjoy the episode, and I want to thank you guys for watching, and yeah, I will say to the next time, and yeah, um, I'll see you then, guys. Thanks, guys. Bye. Bye for now.